And we're live. Alright, what is happening? Cousin Andy here. Ready to dive into some Borderlands. It's pretty awesome. Borderlands has what do you call it? A PAX today. Well, let's start it up. Ooh, we got some cool music. Okay. Come on, man.
Little girl all day long. Why don't we talk about that? Is
Here we go.
Stage Chief Communications Officer of Gearbox Entertainment, Dan Hewitt.
Here we go.
hello, PAX people.
What's happening, dude?
That is fantastic. I hope you all are doing well.
This is why we didn't watch it live.
Sorry, I just always think, wow, there are so many people here. This is
It's an hour
fantastic.
long.
Thank you for making time for Gearbox, and we love seeing you all. Whether you're here in the hall or whether you're watching online, you're a part of our community, a part of our Gearbox family, and we love seeing you all. I will tell you, this show has a particular special meaning for me, apart from the fact that I just love PAX in general. I have been out of the office for the past few months. My husband and I had our first child. So I have been on paternity leave, and I just came back from paternity leave like 48 hours ago. So it's like, oh my gosh. And I tell you what, I sort of have a thing. I was debating whether to do it or not, and I'm being completely serious. Do y'all want to see a picture of my kid? Hey, Sean, can we load up that picture of my kid? It's my world go round. Video games. Have great people here. Game. A group of folks who are going to be doing deep dive conversation. We got Randy. What y'all think? Roger and Bruno?
Engage with
is a fast-paced, third-person shooter roguelike where up to 4 friends are dropped onto a hostile alien planet and forced to survive as long as possible. The catch? Time is your enemy. The longer you play, the harder it gets. You choose from a roster of up to 16 unique playable survivors, each with their own playstyle, and battle increasingly difficult enemies across dozens of environments. It's all about finding loot, stacking wild power-ups, and balancing risk versus reward as you either try to escape the planet or stick around and press your luck for ever longer, crazier runs. Most of the time, though, you're going to die.
That's true. Diving into Risk of Rain 2, one quickly finds out that death is only the beginning. Every playthrough has the potential to unlock powerful new survivors, items, artifacts, all in purpose of the next run. Now, think adrenaline, chaos, and strategy rolled up all into one death-defying experience. Oh yeah, that's right. It's still me, sorry.
A little more.
After the early access update Risk of Rain 2, we went into full release 1.0. Then a year after, we had the anniversary update where we had Bandit and a slew of other content. To be honest, Multi's best skill came out of that. And then after that, we had Gearbox and Hopu Games combined together to go straight into the DLCs.
All right. Survivors of the Void was a huge content boost for the game. It added 2 playable survivors, Railgunner and Void Fiend, along with new stages, new enemies, a new final boss, and over 40 new items, including corrupted Void variants that can totally flip the way your build plays. The DLC also introduced the Simulacrum, a wave-based, oh man, I always forget this one. Let me see. An endless, wave-based, something or other. It's a simulacrum. It's cool. For those that want a purer form of multiplayer chaos. Now, a year ago, we released our second expansion, Seekers of the Storm, this time bringing 3 new survivors, along with a branching route to complete the game known as the Path of the Colossus. This is a multi-stage trek that scales a giant statue and includes new stages, new items, new enemies, and elite types, and culminates in a new final boss challenge.
That's awesome. So earlier this week, we released Phase 3 of the improvement updates. Phase 1 being the items, where we overhauled all of them in conjunction with the community, ensuring that we increased the fun, improved the balance, and created new synergies between old and new items. Then we moved on in March to Seeker, and we also added multiple new abilities so that players have more choice and creativity in their runs.
Now, we're super proud of the work that went into those updates, as well as the reception we've received from fans and our community. If you haven't already, we truly believe that there's never been a better time to play Risk of Rain 2. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's a lot of content. But believe me, we're far from finished. Fans have been asking us, what's next for Risk of Rain 2? And today I'd like to share with you all a sneak peek.
Let's see how it looks. I just want to get to this. I knew they were gonna have a video about it. It's pretty clean. This looks pretty clean. Alloyed Collective. Maybe fighting robots or some shit.
Wow. That looks
Wow.
so good. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. All right. So now, first off, thank you, Roger Bruno. That was great. Now I want to bring onto the stage two of my best friends from Gearbox. Please put your hands together for Randy Pitchford, founder of Gearbox Entertainment, and Andrew Reiner, our Global Chief Creative Officer. Hello, gents.
Hello.
Hi.
Randy, how's your PAX going?
Oh my God. You guys have who's played Risk? Has anybody played Risk of Rain 2? Like, holy shit. The game, like for a humble, dude, this is like $25, man. Just do it. It's freaking great. I'm addicted to this game. This humble little thing that just, and there's like 10 million people that have jumped on. If you haven't tried it yet, you owe it to yourself to check it out. It's freaking awesome. I freaking love it. And I'm here right now with you guys. We're here together. And I get to talk about Borderlands 4.
Reiner, how's your PAX?
I'm having an absolute blast. I love this show. PAX is one of the best shows. I've been going to video game shows since 1995.
Holy shit.
And PAX is one of the best in embracing the
Holy
community
shit.
and bringing gamers together. It's so much fun to just sit and talk.
What's on the
talk games
back
with
of
all
his
you and see
shirt?
all the cosplay. Look at this front row.
I'll let you guys get to it. Have a great conversation.
All right.
What the hell?
Yeah. Are we doing
We
this?
have most of the Vault Hunters here. This is great.
Yeah, holy shit. Look at that.
Bad
Oh
guys
my God,
over
you guys
here.
look amazing.
This is trouble over here.
I want some photos with you guys later. Is that cool? Awesome, awesome. Hell yeah, hell yeah.
All right, should we get
let's
to
do it. Yeah.
All right,
The
cool.
video,
So just
like,
a little table setting here.
no.
We recently released the PlayStation State of Play
It should
Showcase.
be the other way
Deep
around.
dive, 20 minutes, giving you a primer of what the game is. Today we're going to go a little deeper into the game and kind of show you some of the things you've been asking questions about. I actually have community
The big
questions that I got
screen should
online
be the
that we'll be asking as
video
we go about
feed.
this. But it's not just going to be Randy and me talking today. We have developers from Gearbox here. The team's hard. Nick Thurston, lead.
Okay, before, like, we move to TA6. Like, dude, we are cooking. We are cooking.
Yeah, baby.
All right, sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question
Okay,
first,
okay.
Randy. So, yeah, stay on the edge of your seat here. This is an intense question. No, you've been involved with every Gearbox release so far.
Yeah.
That's every Borderlands game, of course. Brothers in Arms.
Yeah.
You even worked on like Half-Life game, Duke Nukem. You've seen it all. You've done it all. How do you feel at this moment in time where we're at with Borderlands 4?
It's pretty good. We're on offense, you guys. Like, look, sometimes we're like white knuckling to the landing, you know? And look, we got a lot of work to do. We're working our asses off. But the momentum is insane. The velocity is insane. I don't think we've ever been in a better spot this far from launch as we are right now with Borderlands 4. And I'm really, really stoked because I kind of need a game like this right now, you know? I kind of need this. So I'm stoked to play it. I just can't wait to get it done so we can all play together. You guys want to play together? Yeah.
So let's go back to the end of Borderlands 3, kind of connect the dots for people. Just spend a few seconds before we get to the new stuff, setting the story, Randy. Lilith teleported Elpis away. Why did she do that? What was the purpose of this?
Yeah, so, you know, like with the numbered sequels, we're on a continuum with a story. And at the end of Borderlands 3, everything that we knew was at stake. Pandora itself, a planet that everybody lived on, was a vault. And the moon of Elpis was the key. And if the key went into the vault, Lilith and all of her friends would die. So she effectively sacrificed herself to save everyone and bamfed Elpis away. But where did it go? Where did it go? And now we know. It went to this other place on the other side of the galaxy, a new place that we call Kairos.
In April, this is a community question that I saw online. Where are the rest of the Crimson Raiders?
So the rest of the Crimson Raiders, they just cannot give up on Lilith. There's always this hope for them. So they have split up trying to find her throughout the galaxy. So we haven't seen the end of them, but we're going to get to visit with some of them in Borderlands 4.
And we know the Timekeeper is our big bad in Borderlands 4.
Boy, howdy.
And he rules Kairos with an iron fist, or a golden fist, but we don't know much about him, his motivations. Can you walk us through who the Timekeeper is?
So the Timekeeper
Here we go.
wants everything under control. He doesn't want anything to deviate from his vision of what Kairos needs to be. And to maintain that control, he does what, you know, you're going to do, which is planet-wide propaganda, outlawing vault hunting, doesn't want anything to do with vault hunters. And, you know, I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well have a massive unyielding army, which is our Order army. And then, you know, you could get a cybernetic implant, put that in everybody's back, and, you know, just control them into submission. So yeah, he holds Kairos very tightly, and he is clever and he is calculating. But when Elpis comes in and is basically like knocking on the door of the Veil of Kairos,
Very rudely.
very rudely, we might see the timekeeper struggling to maintain that control. And, you get a couple of vault hunters involved.
The dude's had it locked down for like thousands of years.
Thousands.
And suddenly, some punk-ass vault hunters show up and wreck his shit. He's not cool with that.
So what's happening on the surface now that Elpis is here?
So now that Elpis is here, the people of Kairos didn't really have anything other than abject control in their lives. And so when Elpis comes in, these people see the stars, like the reality of the stars for the first time. And they start to go, what if there's more? And of course, there's always the first. So someone took the risk of ripping the bolt out of their spine and out of their neck and encouraged everyone to seek that same freedom. Now, the risk of that is you might have a little bit of a personality change, or you might just vomit and die. High risk, high reward, as we say in the biz. So we're going to see a lot of unique personalities and how ripping out these bolts has affected the community. And you're also going to see how the pressure of remaining under this control, where there's hope and where people are trying to find each other to escape this and make Kairos better for them. As good as you can get shit in the Borderlands.
Let's dive into our Vault Hunters. We have 4 new ones in this game. And I'm going to ask this to both April and Nick here. So April, talk about who they are, and Nick, maybe give us some new tidbits on gameplay. Let's start with Vex the Siren. She's not your typical Siren.
She's not. Vex is a bit newer to her Siren powers, and she didn't always have a lot of the best situations growing up, and she knows that a lot of bad things happen, even if you're a good person. And with this sort of awakening of her Siren powers, she can finally do something about it. And where that sort of manifests for her is a little spooky and a little cool. And if you're going to, kick some bad guys in the teeth, you might as well do it with a bunch of Reapers and a big kitty cat.
Yeah, like you already said, she's definitely the spookiest Siren we've ever had. She's the first Siren that can physically manifest physical beings into existence, right? Like you saw her phase cat Trouble. She can summon Reapers and Specters, which is her third action skill that we'll talk about in a little bit. And she's also the first Siren who focuses a lot on kinetic damage. She can actually switch between all the elements, but there's a heavy hook there for those of you who enjoy like life steal or draining the souls of your enemies. So that's just pretty cool.
In April, from the first day I saw our cat in the game, it was named Trouble. There wasn't a placeholder name.
Nope.
I wrote, I was like, that shouldn't change. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Where did that name come from?
I don't know, Nick. Where did that name come from?
So Graham, the creative director, kind of always told me that every good witch has a good cat by her side, a good cat familiar. And I have a good cat familiar at home too. His name is Trouble, and I just kind of put it in the game. I'm like, I'm going to name him after my cat. So it just kind of stuck, and I'm pretty happy about it.
Hey, Nick, let me ask you
Real
this.
Trouble.
Do you think we could get your other cat's name in a Borderlands game?
My other cat's named Nisha.
Okay, fair.
So already taken.
All right, let's dive into Rafa. His backstory is really wild.
Rafa.
I was like, that shouldn't change. That's amazing.
Every good witch. Kind of put it in the game. I'm like, I'm going to name him after my cat. So it just kind of stuck, and I'm pretty happy about it.
Hey, Nick, let me ask
Real
you this.
Trouble.
Do you think we could get your other cat's name in a Borderlands game?
My other cat's named Nisha.
Okay, fair.
So already taken.
So Rafa grew up in microgravity, and this
This is
had a
tight.
permanent effect on his bones, his muscles, his organs. So he would struggle to live anywhere else, which sort of isolated him, and he has got a lust for life and wants to be out there and doing things. So along comes Tedior and gives him this exosuit. And because Tedior is going to Tedior, he could die at any moment. The suit could kill him. So ironically, the thing that gave him the ability to explore the universe and the world and have this big life is also this thing that could kill him. But he just rolls with it. He lives every moment to the fullest, and he's playful and energetic and charming, and he's really kinetic as a vault hunter. And that's really reflected in his
Hey, he looks
dialogue.
hella
He's so charming
sick.
that even the enemies have things to say about that. And I think that fluidity of his movement, you can really see that in his skill trees and his action skills.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, if charisma could kill, he used that as a weapon, but unfortunately it doesn't do much. So instead he has energy blades, he's got laser guns, he's got shoulder-mounted cannons that some of our
That's hella
fans
sick.
at home already spotted in the previous trailer. And yeah, he's easily our most agile Vault Hunter to date, and we're really excited for folks to,
I'm in. I'm all
pick up
in.
some energy blades and get slicing.
All right, and Harlow is also an interesting character in
Harlow.
science, technology, but has a connection to a well-known Borderlands family.
So, as some of you rowdy, wonderful fans noticed, Harlow is part of the Toronto family. And you can imagine, if you heard that 40 to 50 times a day, you would also pick up a book on theoretical physics. And so Harlow is joyful and brilliant, and she's got 5
She's
PhDs,
from the
and she has this
Trunks?
force
I
of
thought
will
she was
and
saying
this drive.
Torg.
And why not use all that brains and that creativity to just bend gravity to your will?
Yeah, scientists love to learn new things, especially when that means imploding or exploding your enemies. New ways to do that, right? We've already seen her, destruct in this giant apparatus that fires like a disco ball of destruction. It's pretty cool. She can lift her enemies and slam them into the ground, and she even has quite a few gadgets that we haven't quite shown you guys yet, but they're pretty sweet.
All right, and Amon, he is apparently a part of a Vault Hunter worshiping clan, or Vault Monster worshiping clan. Tell us about him.
I will tell you that if you are going to worship vault monsters and decide to open a vault, that's not going to go well. And so unfortunately for Amon, he lost his entire family, he lost his spouse, he lost his friends, his community, and he sort of harnesses this deep grief to decide, well, you know what, a vault monster took something from me, so I'm gonna kill every last one of them. And he is a big, beefy daddy, but I will say there's also this really beautiful warrior poet side to him, and he wants to find community and connection, and he's just so single-mindedly focused on literally and figuratively forging his body into a weapon.
Yeah, and I mean, other than forging his body, he also has what we call forge drones that live in his spine and the side of his arm. He is literally able to psychically control them and manifest them into all kinds of weapons. I mean, he's got a sword, he's got an axe, he's got a hammer, he's got a shield, he's got a spear, he's got a whip.
This is a long list.
He's got everything that you might expect from a sci-fi Viking, because that's pretty, it's pretty great.
And Randy, let's focus on the planet Kairos a little bit. What can players expect as they're traversing this world?
Oh yeah. Well, look, if you're like a human living on Earth and you want to like go someplace safe, Kairos sucks. Like, you're fucking dead. Like, everything will kill you out there. If you're a Vault Hunter, it's awesome, because nobody gives a shit if you kill dudes and take their loot. It's also unbelievably amazing. There's incredible vistas and the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, and a range of different atmospheres. Now, some
looks
parts
like a
are pretty
monorail.
locked
That's
down.
hella
You know, the
cool.
Timekeeper did get a hold of this place, and he's got his tamed center of the planet where he commands and controls everything. But out in the wilds, it's nuts. And also, even in that area, it's not safe unless you are, on the side of the Order. So for a Vault Hunter, it's just everything's possible. And this is the biggest, by far, universe that we've built, and it's
No
seamless.
way.
There's no load times. Just you see something anywhere on the screen, a mile away.
That's crazy. They were talking about this way earlier. There's 0 load times in the game. It's bigger than Borderlands 3?
Some parts are pretty locked
Borderlands
down.
3
The
is
Timekeeper
fucking
did get a hold of this
huge.
place, and he's got his tamed center
Huge.
of the planet where he commands and controls
Hella
everything.
planets.
But out in the wilds, it's nuts. And also, even in that area, it's not
Big
safe
ass
unless
planets.
you are, on the side of the Order. So
All right,
for,
let's
for
listen
a Vault
here.
Hunter, it's
Right
just
here.
everything's possible. And this is the biggest, by far, universe that we've built, and it's
That's
seamless.
crazy.
There's no load times. Just you see something anywhere on the screen, a mile away, up in the sky, you will be able to get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hella
Hey,
sick.
Grant, we have dynamic
So it's just a
weather
whole
systems.
planet?
Walk us through what players can expect.
Yeah, and
I think you're just on one big ass planet. I don't think you're gonna leave the planet. You know how in 3 we went to like 5 planets and shit?
there
6?
will be a myriad of different storms, from rain to thunder to snow and dust. They won't have a direct impact on gameplay, like your damage is going to increase or decrease because you're in rain, but you will have vision obscurity. You will see some things harder and some things are easier to see. So just be prepared and go out and kick some butt.
And Kairos is huge. This is a fun place to explore.
Yeah,
We're
it's
gonna have
just a
story
planet,
missions all over
see?
the place, but there's other things that
Dynamic
you can do in
world.
the world. Grant, walk us through some of those as well.
As players go through Kairos, they will have a myriad of things to kind of encounter, ranging from dynamic world bosses to NPCs that need help. All of these are just like loot chases, so anytime you do any of these, you'll be rewarded with good loot and like a loot chest and stuff. So be sure to stop and help the locals, be sure to kill the badasses that spawn, and try to fight bosses that try to kill you.
And Randy, in our State of Play showcase, vaults were mentioned, plural. What does that mean?
Well, duh.
Plural. Yes, there are vaults. Yes. you want me to give it all up right now?
Yeah.
One shoulder at a time, baby.
I'm a former
Come on.
journalist. I got to do it. And as I just said, Kairos is huge. How are we getting around?
Well, you can do what you used to do, run and walk, and but there's a whole lot of new stuff. You could jump, of course. And you could double jump, and you could
Yeah,
climb, and
double
you could
jump's
glide,
crazy.
and you could grapple. And one of the, we've had some big
Grappling's
environments in
hella
the past,
fun.
but
That's off
we've
Halo.
always, when we wanted to
Spider-Man.
traverse longer distances, you've gone to a vehicle station,
Yeah.
and gotten in your truck or your car or whatever you're into. We kind of came up with this idea, like, what if I can just use Digistruct technology to bring my personal vehicle
That's like Halo,
to me
or
at any time,
not
anywhere.
Halo,
and it's
Destiny.
awesome. Like, I can just get on a bike and cook, and there's so many cool chassis and tons of
That's like
customization
Destiny
to
2 is like
and
that.
loot. And it's freaking fun to just grab that. And if that's not cool enough for you, then you can grapple too. And go, and that's fun. It's a lot of ways to get around.
And I spent a lot of time reading feedback from the State of Play. And one thing people are honing in on is the compass. And there's also, this legacy of a mini-map.
Yeah,
Why do you
where's
think
the mini-map,
compass is the way
bro?
to go here for Borderlands 4?
And you're looking at me like you're going to throw the
I
hard
am.
shit at me.
I'm giving you the hard one. Yeah.
All right. Well, look. Here's the deal. You guys haven't played the game yet. Obviously, when we did Borderlands 1, we didn't have a mini-map, and we added it in Borderlands 2. And we noticed that there's some people online going like, wait, we haven't seen a mini-map in what you've shown so far. What's going on there? I'll tell you the deal, and I'll just be straight with you. We made a big freaking world. And a lot of the things you do can be local space, but a lot of the things you do or want to do are out there. And a local space map is not a good way to navigate when you're thinking about objectives and opportunities, several
know
at the
about
same
that.
time that might be miles away. And a compass really helps us do that. The other thing that the team really wanted to commit to, these guys are awesome, and they want to push the boundaries of design.
I'm gonna
and
keep it
design
real.
Instead of just a
I'd
single
rather
flat plane.
I'd rather take off the compass and have a tiny little mini map in the corner.
A flat plane, they embraced a lot of verticality. You're going to have more verticality in Borderlands 4 than you've ever seen before in a Borderlands game by far. And when you have
Looking
a
like
layered
Spider-Man,
environment,
see?
a
That's how
top-down
Halo
two-dimensional
Infinite
view
was.
is extremely confusing. But with a compass with arrows that tell you if things are up or down, or you have a much better sense of spatial awareness. And we want you to play the game and not play the map. So we made a commitment, and we put all of that investment
I feel that,
into
though.
This compass system. And we still have the big map. It's one click away. And
Yeah.
we put more cool stuff in there than we've ever done before. We even have like an AI-driven kind of navigation system that'll give you a GPS on the big map to show you the line of where you can go. And there's even an in-world companion Echo bot that has some features there that'll help you navigate. And there's a lot of tools that help you navigate. And look, we're open to thinking about things in the future, but play the game first and understand the choices we've made. And I think you'll see and understand when you realize how big
That
this
means
world
you'll
is,
probably add
and
a
how
mini
playing
map
the game
back
in the
in.
world is better than playing the map.
You just mentioned Echo 4, our new little companion, adorable little robot. April and Grant, I'd like to dive deeper into this bot.
Echo 4. So you can see what a charming little dude he is. He's a real chipper, helpful, very, very cute robot. And the animation team at Gearbox is extraordinary. And the work that they put into to make him emote and have this really sweet personality. And I'm going to lean
Let's
forward,
bet
I'm going to
this
look at
up,
you, and you're going to
too.
look at me. I know you don't want to die and
Because look,
fight
we're
for your
20
life.
minutes
I understand
in
that. But I need you
on
to
my
do it just
stream, and
once
it's
to see
35
absolutely
minutes
how
in,
sad
I
Echo
would
4
think.
gets when you die. So if you could just do it once for me, that's all I'm asking.
1.5
He
is
not
a little
only
too
just
fast, 'cause she
does a little
talks
robot tear
fast.
when you cry, he's also actually a very helpful tool in the game, I guess.
Yeah, Echo 4 also controls a lot of your HUD, including giving you options to upgrade your SDU.
That's tight right there,
It
look.
provides
Never mind, you
rewards
don't need a
for those
mini-map
that
now.
Didn't want to
You
talk
got
to Lilith
the-
for the 30th time. You can now have your
like
rewards
that.
delivered straight to you from Echo 4.
And you can customize them too, right?
Yeah, you can have any of the customizations for Echo 4.
So
Yeah.
many, too many. Yeah.
We can't tell you all of them, but there might be some hats involved.
Yeah.
And it's a and it's a companion navigation AI. So if you get lost, just
I want to turn him into a.
Grant and Nick, let's dive into our guns.
thing off Halo.
What can we expect from our manufacturers this time around?
Are there guns in this game?
What?
Just a few.
Wait a minute.
They're just a little.
Explode!
This time.
Explosions! God damn it, Torque better be in this fucking game. So we got crit focus. I'm probably gonna be with Jacobs. Malamon are beefy as shit too. High damage, high rate of fire. Throw to reload. Charge and blast, reliable multi-ammo types, fully automatic, but ripper. Oh, that's like, remember, they ripped it. Oh, COV, that's what I was thinking of. Never mind. It's where you run the whole clip. Hyperion, Atlas are just parts. The Atlas Corporation. Right, here we go.
We have 5 returning favorite manufacturers, the Jacobs, Maliwan, Vladoff, TDOR, and Torg. Those are our 5 returning favorites. And then we have 3 brand new ones, the Ripper, Daedalus, and Order.
Yeah, and I mean, and we also have ones that are parts only, right? I mean, we got the Hyperion with the shields, COV, so you can make any gun into a heat gun, and then Atlas, you can, shoot that sweet tracking dart and go blasting, right?
Yes.
Hold up.
Homing Torg.
Dart. I mean, we got the Hyperion with the shields, COV.
What Hyperion with the shields? Oh, the little shields around the weapon. I know that, yep. COV's what, the unlimited?
You can make any gun into a heat gun, and then Atlas, you can, shoot that sweet tracking dart and go blasting,
That's hella
right?
tight. Atlas
There's
was
nothing more
tight.
satisfying than a homing Torg.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And let's
pretty
be
good.
honest, Hyperion guns are only useful for the shield. So
Yep.
let's stop. I want my shield.
They
on
make
my
good parts.
I want my
Yeah.
shield on my Maliwan elemental gun. That's what I want.
April, this is a community question. They're asking where Doll is.
So Kairos has been locked off for like thousands and thousands and thousands of like Earth years, right? So nothing really gets in and out with ease. So they're sort of at the mercy of what ship crashed and what parts might be available. So Borderlands is a big, massive universe. So I promise you, we probably haven't seen the last of Doll. But I will say,
DLC.
just enough Doll
Confirmed.
parts did fall. Echo 4 is Doll. So hey, we gave you a
Confirmed.
little sweet Doll Echo buddy. So.
Grant, how do the licensed parts work? This could also be a community question. I've seen a lot of people asking like what agency they have with that system.
Yeah, so licensed parts are our way of describing behaviors from all the manufacturers that we love from Borderlands 3 and the ones that we've added in Borderlands 4. So because there are so many behaviors in the game now, we want to make sure that guns drop these behaviors in a kind of tiered fashion. There's no crafting in the game. Players can't modify or craft their guns to have specific licensed parts. They're just drops in the world, and the way they drop is on a tiered system. So from common all the way to legendary, there's different sets of behaviors you can get. Epic's having the most behaviors, and legendaries having one less behavior, but having their own unique behavior.
And can every gun have a TDR part that lets you throw it?
Every gun can have a TDR part that can be thrown.
And most guns have something called an underbarrel. This is not something new to the series, but we're leaning into it pretty heavily in this game.
Oh, that's
Give us some
tight.
examples?
Yeah, one of the favorite things from Borderlands 3 was adding underbarrels to a lot of our manufacturers. This time around, we're taking it up a notch. Vlad also, again, has like the micro rockets. But that technology has now been licensed by other manufacturers too, so that you can have versions of micro rockets, such as the Jacobs having a micro rocket knife that's attached to the underbarrel of their gun, and they can fire it and it does an exploding shot. This can be coupled with other licensed part behaviors like a TDR thing, so when you throw a Jacobs gun with an underbarrel Vlad off, it'll have shooting micro rockets while flying in the air.
That's just awesome.
That's
Grant,
what's
let's go
up.
into enhancements. That's another thing. Like you're going to be kind of want to round up, specific manufacturers.
Enhancements, they come back in the form. They were called artifacts in BL3, and we're calling them enhancements in BL4.
Artifacts.
They're a way to modify the playstyle. So if you really favor a manufacturer like Jacobs and you want to have that crit behavior that kind of ricochets the bullet, you can have that on another gun that has a Jacobs license part with the Jacobs enhancement.
Artifact,
So that now a
That's
Tor
cool.
with a Jacobs license part can now ricochet their sticky gyrojets on other targets.
And our eagle-eyed community saw something that looks like set bonuses. There's airstrike there. What is that?
Yeah, so for the first time ever, we're adding firmware, which is our end-game system, and it's one of our end-game systems to help boost the power of the gear. And as you can see in this screenshot, there's 3 parts to it, and if you can get all 3 parts, you get a big damage or utility increase.
That sounds like gears, like sets to me. That sounds, yeah.
Might be. Might be.
Previously, heavy weapons took up a gear slot, but this has been changed in BL4. How much variety will
That's
players
kinda weird.
find in this new system?
Ordnance is our new revamped slot for grenades and heavy weapons. We no longer want players to kind of hold on to rocket ammo and wait till
That kind of sucks, man. Because I'm only going to use grenades.
like one encounter and just pull out the big rocket launcher. Now players can use their heavy weapon, which is on a cooldown, and we can balance that accordingly so that big moments where they want to pull out a big laser beam or rocket launcher or chain gun, they can use it and mow down enemies and don't feel like they
Maybe
have
you could have
ammo or
one or the other.
ammo to be able to use it. And in addition, we wanted to make sure that grenades kept their massive impact that they had in previous Borderlands games, but without being able to spam them constantly, so that we had to balance them down to be really low damage or something like that. So now you can literally throw nuclear bombs with different behaviors because, again, they can have licensed parts too. So you can have like an artillery grenade that summons like a giant nuclear bomb. So
Also on cooldowns.
also on cooldowns.
Yeah, so that's a big shift.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is another question from the community. How will shields and grenades work?
So grenades I just explained, but shields we're also amping them up too. We're adding a new shield type called armor, and that's a more offensive-focused shield type. We wanted to promote that kind of offensive gameplay. So if you're running and gunning and jumping in combat, your armor shield has a chance of regenerating in combat, so that you can be more offensively focused.
In this Borderlands game, Nick, brings more variety to the characters than ever before. Our Vault Hunters.
God damn,
What
look
can
at
we
the
expect
skill
from those builds?
trees.
I mean, it should be
They're hella
the most diverse builds we've ever seen.
Look at the other. Each one was like this. Now look at each. There's still 3. Look, this one was this. There was 3 on this, 100%. But look at this. It's 3. Look how big the fucking trees are, man. I hope they tell the level cap, because damn, you're gonna look at this. You're gonna need hella points to get to the bottom.
Build trees are like 2 to 3 times, I think, anything we've ever done before. We have what
That's
looks called like a
crazy.
trunk and then branches that let you specialize in more than you've ever been able to do. And like, it's not only my goal that I want to have a Vault Hunter be able to have a unique build for every tree. I want them to be like unique per branch. I want you and your friend to have the same action skill and have meaningfully different builds. And there is more than enough in this game for you.
So we could all have trouble, all 4 of us.
Yeah.
But they're all performing great.
That's cool. That's awesome. Motherfuckers better have build slots now. Then you can have this many fucking builds. Better have build slots so I don't have to re-fucking work the character every time.
That's so cool.
They better say something about that.
Randy, these Vault Hunters, I know you love them. What can players expect?
I mean, they're the best
They look
ones.
tight.
we got the best. Look, I'll tell you, this is the simplest way I can talk about our Vault Hunters.
I'm gonna be this dude because he
My
gets
biggest
beam
customer
swords.
is my wife. She loves Borderlands, and when we make her happy, it's a good day for me. And when we don't, it's not. There's usually one Vault Hunter where I'm like, this is definitely going to be Christie's Vault Hunter, and I put a huge amount of personal English on that character. This one's going to be challenging because there are at least 3 that have some variations in builds that are exactly right up the alley of what I know my wife loves, and that's just like a tilt on it. For my own choices, there's 2 that I'm probably just going to be flipping back and forth between. I think there's more for every player than there's ever been before because of the sophistication of the skill tree system that we've designed that is easy to get into and easy to develop, but there's like layers and nuance and subtlety that as you craft that character towards your own playstyle, you're going to find that, oh, this is me and I feel at home and comfortable. And we have more optionality than we've ever had before. It's awesome, but it's going to be a tricky choice to
Oh yeah. Every time I boot it up, I'm like, oh,
I know.
Who do I want to play it?
Well, we've had our like regular play sessions where we're bouncing around too, and that's evidenced by like it's just all really fucking good.
I'm playing the
Nick, let's go a
robot
little
dude.
deeper on this, showing Vault Hunters and Gear working together. For this example, let's focus on Vex and crowd control.
Yeah, so I mean, the third action skill that Vex has is actually called Dead Ringer. We didn't show it off much in the state of play, but eagle-eyed fans have seen a spectral version of Vex wielding a scythe. It's a charge skill that kind of lets you decide to either spawn a Reaper, which will taunt enemies to kind of take the heat off of you, or to summon Spectres, which are the opposite, which just they specialize in damage, but they're very fragile. So because of the fact that Vex applies her elemental attunement to whatever she summons, you can do something like have a Malawan gun that has fire and cryo. You can switch to cryo, make a Reaper, slow down the enemies all around you, so that way they're staying a safe distance, and then switch to fire and just spawn another 2 Spectres behind them that'll just light up the enemies. There's so much possibility with Vex and elemental gameplay. It's really exciting.
crazy.
Put those anywhere on the battlefield, right? Like,
Absolutely, yeah. And by the way, there's at least one class mod that will let you actually pass on your gear to Spectres, which is always pretty exciting.
That's awesome. Grant, we talked in the State of Play showcase about gear balance, the rarities mattering again, legendaries matter again. What did we do? What else have we done to improve the gear chase?
Yeah, because Gear now has so many behaviors, and they ramp up and they escalate in the amount of things that can happen. We want to make sure that we adjust the complexity so that players aren't bombarded with so many behaviors right off the bat.
Right.
So we've adjusted the kind of drop the loot chase so that when players are playing the game,
Everything's
they feel
not
like progression.
legendary.
They're like, oh, okay, I'm adding in more things to my gear. I'm adding more things to my gear, so that when they go and express themselves in the combat battlefield, they're not just being mysteriously overwhelmed with so many things that are happening. And because of that, legendaries now have legendary power. They feel super strong. They come at moments, rare moments that when you open like a red loot chest or you kill a super rare boss, and when you get that unique legendary behavior, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this really changes the way the game plays. So
There you go.
we're reducing the amount of legendaries, but you're going to feel every single
Better.
legendary that drops.
Yeah, legendaries are legendary.
Let's
In
spoil
every
one.
sense.
Let's spoil one. Let's give the community one of them. What can we expect?
Yeah.
One of the legendaries that drops from one of the major bosses in the game is called Ruby's Grasp. And Ruby's Grasp is, if you've seen the State of Play showcase, there's a boss with lots of hands, and Ruby's Grasp is just one that just won't let enemies get away. So.
By the way, did you clock the little subtlety there? It dropped from that boss. Does that mean dedicated drops from bosses?
What?
Duh.
Yes.
The answer is yes. Yes.
The game will ship with dedicated drops across the whole game. Every boss, every mini boss will have dedicated drops.
Randy, I'm going to
Good.
throw you the last question here
Okay.
about co-op.
Because I play with my wife. Yeah.
Yes.
They got
yeah,
flamed
what
on
does it mean?
Borderlands 3, remember? For not having dedicated drops, and then they added it in one of the updates.
The Borderlands 4. What have we done that's a little different this time?
Co-op is a religion to us. Here's the thing. It's so awesome that Borderlands is freaking killer when you play alone. And we know a lot of people, they just want to do their own thing and don't want anybody else messing with them. And Borderlands 4 is an awesome solo game. But if you like co-op, it is best in class co-op by far. We have
That's
we have
hella tight.
revamped the lobby system, so it's easier than ever to connect with people.
Hella
It's easier
sick.
than ever to get into a cooperative game. And it's drop in and drop out anytime you want. None of this play for 3 hours and then you can start co-op. No, just get in from the get. And people can drop in and drop out. And oh, here's a cool one. Massive world, right? No load times. There's no like dog legs or anything like binding people together. What happens if like I go running off a million miles in one direction, my buddy goes off running? You can do that. You can do that. We don't care. Have at it. Have fun. Oh, but I want to get together again. Instant team fast travel. I can fast travel to any of my friends.
That's too
instantaneously,
tight.
no matter where they are. It's cool. It's freaking cool. And no load times there either. It's just get into it. And look, here's the thing for me, like I'm in the game. We're working, we're all working our asses off. And the game's gonna launch and we're gonna be like working on patches and future downloadable content. And my wife's gonna be playing. And she's gonna be like level 20 by the time I even like, okay, can I play with you? Dynamic level scaling. My level 1 chump can jump in her game and the game will handle it. Even if I wanna be on hard and she's on harder because she's a better gamer than me, it's cool. And also instant loot. So when the loot drops, there's loot for me and there's loot for her and everybody's cool. And
That's cool.
that's just like
That's how the
beginning
other
of our
ones work,
commitment
too.
to best in class co-op. We're leading the charge there. Other game developers, like, do it, man. I love your games too, but frick, man, why are you promising co-op and then gimping out? Like, give it to us. You can do it. Co-op.
Well, that's it for
Yeah,
our
okay.
Q&A.
Here's the thing, you guys. I'm looking at the clock. I want to give some stuff away. Do you mind if we switch modes for a minute? Okay. Cool. I'm going to take over. Okay, so here's the thing. So I know you guys sometimes like when I do a magic trick. I'm not saying there won't be any magic, but because it might be. But you have to absolutely be convinced that this is fair because I'm going to give something away, but I can't give something away to everybody. So, is there anybody today who it's their birthday? Anybody got a birthday, like literally today, that you would be able to prove it? If you have a birthday today, come on up here, come up and join me right here. If it is your birthday today, and Will might check your driver's license or something, so don't lie. If it's your birthday, come here. So let's get some birthday, stand up for a crowd, because at the end, Andres, what do you do for a living?
I'm an engineer.
An engineer, all right. All right, Andres.
Trevor,
Trevor, what do you do, Trevor?
also an engineer.
Your name?
If I hand-
Do you get your content? Oh, here. Yeah, you can watch. Get our loot chest on stage. This is a random friend. One of these loot chests. And so
This is so
over
stupid.
random. And hey, now number we got it. Where's our friend? Your audience. You guys, this is one of a. This is could like some code. This is for everyone in the room. And for you, and you wear this. Anyone who can see that, and this glows bright as day outside
Shift
when you're in the
code?
sunlight because sun has UV. So take a picture of that. Write it down. This is the best shift code we've ever given out, you guys. So everybody grab it. This is like 75 golden keys in every single game. This is, I think there's like 25. Is it right? Is there more? Yeah, 75 golden keys and diamond keys. There's like, and you if you birthday. Happy birthday to you guys. Thank you, Shadow. Thing that goes with people. See you out later. Where are the questions
Waiting for those to come.
Well,
Here they come.
We're an hour in.
Question. And Noel.
All right.
Did any of you guys, like, there were some people pulling questions from the line out there.
Are Invincibles coming back?
Yes, to be announced in a later date.
Raids.
Randy, we want to know about more.
Wait, hold up.
Let's fly through these.
Okay, we'll fly.
Invincibles. Remember Cromax the Invincible? That's the raid bosses.
Grant, are Invincibles coming back?
Yes, to be announced in a later date.
Randy, we want to know.
Does that mean DLC, or they're popping up? There already probably are. There's probably one in the game, then every DLC adds one. They better not skimp out and do us the garbage ass Wonderlands shit. Better get good DLCs like 3 had.
More about the end game.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll say more very soon.
Listen, we're going to talk more about Endgame soon, but and in fact, some of us are going on a press tour, and we're going to be showing some of that stuff. And we have an event coming up in June that we're affectionately calling our BFF event, and we're going to be kind of getting into some of that too. So, and we'll broadcast it, but there's also going to be people live, and some of your favorite streamers will be streaming from the event, so that'll be good. And that's coming up in June.
Grant, do overworld enemies respawn without save quitting?
Yes, overworld enemies do respawn, just like in previous games. It's on a timer. There will be a machine to respawn bosses and mini-bosses, though, based off of how fast the player kills them.
Wait, what?
There will
Enemies respawn without save.
We'll be streaming from the event, so that'll be good. And that's coming up in June.
Grant, do overworld enemies respawn without save quitting?
Yes, overworld
Overworld or boss?
enemies do respawn, just like in previous games. It's on a timer.
Oh, yeah.
There will be a machine to respawn bosses and mini-bosses, though,
Yeah.
based off of how
There
fast
you
the player
go.
kills them.
Yeah, there's like a literal machine you could use to just make the boss reset so that you can grind him again if you want to get that dedicated loot drop.
Nick, will Badass Guardian rank make a return?
we go.
There is an endgame specialization system that it's going to be very similar to the badass system in the past games, but it's actually going to have meaningful choices. And it won't just be like put points into this, that, and the other thing to get like a flat bonus. There will actually be behaviors, and you will have to make some hard choices. But we'll talk about that a little bit more later.
Turns out we're talking about a lot of endgame.
Randy, I got a tough one for you here.
Oh, you got a spicy
I
one
don't,
for me?
I don't know the answer. I don't know.
Why is it always me that has to do the spicy ones?
Because you're the
Alright.
boss, you dumb
What will
fuck.
the game's price be? That's an interesting one. I don't know this.
Really now?
Yeah. Now.
I'll tell you the truth. I don't know. And that is the truth. I'll hit it. I'll hit it straight on. And it's an interesting time, right? We've got the on one level.
Dumbass Nintendo.
We've got a
Garbage ass.
competitive marketplace where people want to, or the people that make those choices want to sell as many units as possible, and they want to be careful about people that are price sensitive. So there's some folks that don't want to see prices go up, even the ones deciding what the prices are. There's other folks accepting the reality that game budgets are increasing, and there's tariffs for the retail packaging, and like it's getting gnarly out there, you guys. Borderlands 4 has more than twice the development budget than Borderlands 3. More than twice. The truth is, I don't know what the price is going to be. I do know that we will be opening pre-orders soon, TM, and that will be when the price is set. I think that Borderlands 4, here's the philosophy we have.
Ultimate Edition is going to be like $120 now.
Whatever the price is, we're entertainers. Yes, we want to get more resources so we can
What's
make bigger
happening,
and better
Raiden?
games. There's a reason why Borderlands 4 is so awesome. It's
They're
because you
going
guys
with
showed up
that
and supported
Nintendo
Borderlands 3.
bullshit.
And we had the budget, so we could more than double the budget and feel confident
Greedy ass
in that.
Nintendo.
And that's awesome. When the revenue comes in, we can spend it to make bigger games and better games. As artists, we want every.
Ultimate Edition's 120. Remember the last one? It was 100. Wonderlands, I think it was what, 80 or 90 or some shit. Didn't they price Wonderlands cheaper because it was like not even a full game?
Everybody to have it. You know, we want to make it as easy as possible
I think
for
it was
everybody
$10
to enjoy what
cheaper.
we're creating. So it's a weird thing, but the fundamental philosophy is we want people to buy it so we have the resources to make more, but we want everyone who buys and plays a Gearbox game to feel certain that they got the better end of the bargain. Whatever the price is, that they got the best value.
Wonderlands
And that's
was a
the philosophy
ripoff.
that we live by.
Borderlands
And so
3
we're gonna
was
have
a
a price
bargain.
set soon, and it might be the new price that like Nintendo and Microsoft have led with. It might be that we stay back. It's going to be the people at the publishing house that decide that. And if it is cheaper, then maybe we'll sell you that mini map that you guys want, but we'll develop later. How bad do you want that? $10? I don't know. I'm just kidding. Or am I? I'm just kidding. Or am I? I'm just kidding. Or am I? I don't know. We'll know soon. I think it's going to be fine, whatever it ends
No,
up
I paid 120. I did pay 120
Borderlands is
because I remember I
fucking
paid for the
amazing, and it's
next DLC too. They had a season 2
We haven't got kicked off
DLC.
stage yet. I'm just going to keep going until
Yeah,
they
we can
stop.
go until you guys leave or they kick us out. There's nobody on after us, so, yeah.
April, what is Ordinite used for?
Ordinite.
Yeah, what is
Ordinite.
Yeah.
Ordinite is sort of like the sister element to Iridium, and so
Oh,
it has
currency.
an opposite effect. Ordinite is used for a lot of different things in the game that we don't want to quite talk about yet, but I will tell you this, it is not a currency. So it is not a currency, I promise.
Yeah.
But it will explode shit in
One
some
of the
ways.
goals when we were in the room, and I think I'm the one that actually named it, because I'm like, how cute is that? The Ordinite. The idea is that the Borderlands universe is much bigger than anyone thought. It's bigger than just the Iridians, and Ordinite is a part of that new larger puzzle that you didn't even know you were looking at. And we're excited to start peeling back those layers for everyone.
Nick, what will split screen look like, and how does it work?
Yeah,
Vertical?
it's split screen. It's
Is it hot dog or hamburger?
Where's that?
What did you say, hot dog, hamburger?
Hot dog or hamburger? style?
That's what I mean.
That's horizontal for the uninitiated.
It's horizontal.
But couch co-op out of the gate, or remote co-op, or couch plus remote. Like,
That's
however you
tight.
want to do it. Who does that anymore? We do that, MFers. We do that.
And Grant, what will the rarity levels be?
Ooh, rarity levels will go from common to legendary.
Name them, you fuck.
Grant,
There's your,
nailed it.
there's your gray, there's your green, there's your blue,
Blue.
I don't like how you're
Purple.
saying
there's
that, by
your
the way.
purple,
And then there's orange.
there's your orange,
And then what?
There's your
Whoa. Hold on.
Pearls?
troll.
Randy.
I'm such a troll.
Last one I'll ask here. After collecting vault key fragments, can you repeat the same vault over and over again?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Rerun your vaults.
Yes, rerun your vaults.
Awesome.
There's spectacular loot hidden
course.
behind.
You do have to start the entire game over. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's it for us.
Woo, you got through the questions.
I did. We got through it all, but
Yeah. Oh, you were standing there.
I'm like, come on, we got to wrap it up. Let's go. Let's give a round of applause to everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Cheers, you guys.
All right, you all. Thank you. So, as Randy mentioned, we are hitting the road. Like, literally, Pitchford and Reiner and I are leaving this afternoon, going around the world on a trip. But we're coming to a place near you
looked all
in
right.
June, on June 21st. We've got the Borderlands Fan Fest.
Hey.
World on a trip. But
I have this mask right here. My homeboy gave it to me. Shout out to Lord Shane. He's a fucking lord for real.
we're coming to a place near you in June, on June 21st. We've got the Borderlands Fan Fest event, and that's... Hi. Okay. We've got the Borderlands...
Wait,
We're coming to a place near you in
Hold up.
June, on June 21st. We've got the Borderlands Fan Fest event.
so the 21st of June is the next... That can't be that far away, is it? Isn't PAX West, like, in a couple weeks?
And that's... Hi.
I wonder what he's going to tell him.
Okay. We've got the Borderlands Fan Fest event on June 21st. We're going to be going to Billy World, and that'll be coming up in July. In August, we're going to be at Gamescom. We're also going to be at PAX West if you're in Seattle. And in October, we're going to be heading to PAX Australia.
2 months
So
from
I'm
now?
looking forward to that. But if you're here, where you're going is up to the Q Hall to get that poster signed. We're going to be hanging out up there doing autographs. So please come say hi to us, and we'd love to say hi to you. And we're going to do one more run of a trailer. All right, thanks, you all. Let's hit the trailer.
What trailer? The new one or the old one? Hope it's another new one. Oh, looks like the old on the PlayStation State of Play. A second. Dang.
What use is a vault hunter?
Yeah, it
What
is.
use is a killer?
I'm definitely picking this, not him.
Taking, running, and gunning natural disaster. You are in a world.
So she's from Tron. I'm picking him. He's hella tight. He got beam swords and those cannons. I'm in. Hitting like a predator. A Jedi predator. That looked clean. It broke the shield. So he said it's the biggest Borderlands universe by far, but you're only on one world, so I think you're just gonna explore the entire world. No loading time, 0 loading time. They're talking about that already. 0 loading time's nuts. And they said that there's public events too. Thank God. I'd be happy to fill the slot of what do you call it? Busted ass Fallout. There's nothing in here. Oh, that shit's tight. Yeah, we got vehicles like what's it called? Vehicles like Destiny 2.
Second expansion, Seekers of the Storm.
This game actually looks pretty sick.
Friends from Gearbox.
It's a roguelike.
Please put from our risk.
Lead designer for
Stacking wild
survivors.
final boss.
It takes them
and elite
forever
types,
to show
and
actual
culminates in
fucking gameplay though.
for risk of
Yeah, see, this shit looks kind of tight. It's a roguelike.
Of course, there's always the first. So Vex is a bit newer to her siren powers, and she didn't always have a lot of
I
the
never
best
picked.
situations growing up.
Oh, you
And she
played
was
it?
an-
You played Risk of Rain? They're talking about part 2 came out and how they've updated the living shit out of it. I've never picked a siren in any Borderlands games. Ever. I don't know why. I was just, meh. Never appealed to me.
a lot of bad things happen, even if you're a good person. And with this sort of awakening of her
Amara
siren
was
powers,
tight with all them
she can
fists,
finally do
though,
something about
but
it.
I never played her.
And where that sort of manifests for her is a little spooky and a little cool.
So these are her 3. See, I should have paused it. These are her 3. This was lame. This is kind of cool. I bet you this is going to be sick.
Cool. And if you're gonna,
That's her 3 action
kick some
skills
bad
or
guys in the
whatever?
teeth, you might as well do it with a bunch of reapers and a big kitty cat.
Yeah, I mean, like you already said, she's definitely the spookiest siren we've ever had. She's the first siren that can physically manifest physical beings into existence, right? Like you saw her face cat trouble. She can summon reapers and specters, which is her 3rd action skill that we'll
Oh,
talk
yeah,
about
it's
in a
a
little bit.
tie?
And she's also the first siren who focuses a lot on kinetic damage. She can actually switch between all the elements, but there's a heavy hook there for those of you who enjoy like lifesteal or draining the souls of your enemies. So that's just pretty cool.
In April, from the first day I saw our cat in the game, it was named Trouble. Like there wasn't a placeholder name.
Nope.
I wrote you. I was like, that should.
And gives him this exosuit. And because Tior's gonna Tior, he could die at any moment. The suit could kill him. So ironically, the thing that gave him the ability to explore the universe and the world and like have this big life is also this thing that could kill him. But he just rolls with it. He lives every moment to the fullest, and he's playful and energetic and charming.
Rafa, his backstory is really wild.
Rafa, wow. So Rafa grew up in microgravity, isolated, and so I rolls with it. He looks like a vault hunter, and that's really reflected in his dialogue. I mean, he's so charming that even the enemies skills.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, if charisma could kill, he used it as a weapon, but unfortunately it doesn't do much. So
Here.
instead he has energy blades, he's got laser guns, he's got shoulder-mounted cannons that some of our
I'm in.
fans at home already spotted in the previous trailer. And yeah, he's
I'm
easily our
in.
most agile vault hunter to date, and we're really excited for folks to,
Oh, he's
to
most
know the trailer.
and he's
yeah,
and he's the most agile. That's all I care about. Run, walk, speed, baby. Shout out to my homeboy Danny's mom. Making fun of us all the time. How come all you guys do in video games is walk? It's like you just go outside and do that shit. Like, fuck, Danny. We do waste all the time walking. Just walking in a
he's easily
video.
our most agile vault hunter to date, and we're really excited for folks to
That made me prioritize run, walk, speed. And you know how much better Zane was in Borderlands 3 because he was like twice as fast? You could
equip some
tear
energy blades
through
and get
that.
slicing.
Right, and Harlow is also an interesting character in
Harlow.
science,
She's
technology, but
lame.
has a connection to a well-known Borderlands family.
So, as some of you rowdy, wonderful fans noticed, Harlow is part of the Toronto family.
I thought she was going to say Torg, and I was going to be all fucking in. I was about to be like, that's all I'm picking. No, it's Tron. I hated Mr.
If you heard
Tron.
that 40 to 50 times a day, you would also pick up a book on theoretical physics. And so Harlow is joyful and brilliant.
Zane
She's
was
got
hella
innovations,
fast.
And she has this force of will and this drive.
I don't wanna
And why
reinstall
not use all
Borderlands?
that
I love
brains and
that shit.
creativity to just bend gravity to your will.
Yeah, I mean, scientists love to learn new things, especially when that means imploding or exploding your enemies. New ways to do that, right? We've already seen her, destruct in this giant apparatus that fires like a disco ball of destruction. It's pretty cool. She can lift her enemies and slam them to the ground, and she even has quite a few gadgets that we haven't quite shown you guys yet. They're pretty sweet.
All right, and Amon, he is apparently a part of a Vault Hunter worshiping clan, or Vault Monster worshiping clan. Tell us about him.
I will tell you that if you are going to worship Vault Monsters and decide to entire family to decide, well, you know what, big, beefy daddy. But I will say there's also this really beautiful focus on
just want to hear his
literally
shit.
and figuratively forging his body into
the side of his arm. He is literally able to psychically control them and manifest them into
Here we
all
go.
kinds of weapons. I mean, he's got a sword, he's got an axe, he's got a hammer, he's got a shield, he's got a spear, he's got a whip.
This is a long list.
He's got everything that you might expect from a sci-fi Viking, because that's pretty, it's...
He's a cyber Viking.
And Randy, let's focus on the planet Kairos a little bit. What can players expect as they're traversing this world?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it
Well,
comes out
look,
September.
If you're like a human living on
I'm
Earth
fucking
and you want to
pumped.
like go someplace safe, Kairos sucks. Like you're fucking dead. Like it's everything will kill you out there. If you're a Vault Hunter, it's awesome because
You know,
gives
it's
a shit
dope
if you
though.
kill
is I
dudes
got
and
the
take their loot.
Capcom fighting
It's
thing
also
coming out.
unbelievably
so
amazing. There's
can play
incredible
shit out of
vistas
that.
and the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, and a range of different atmospheres. Now, some parts are pretty locked down. You know, the scientist did get a hold
When
of this place, and
Borderlands
he's got his
3
team
came
centered.
out, they added a free DLC to Borderlands 2. I'm thinking they might do that for 3, but then again, I don't know. Probably not, because it would have already came out by now. Especially with it being this close. I replayed 1, so I played all the games, but then I forgot. I was looking through my PlayStation. You know how they give you all them games for free on the PlayStation? I've had PlayStation Network for like 10 years now. I have so many fucking games in there. And I was just looking through them for the hell of it. And I have that Telltale, Tales of the Borderlands. I think I might play that. I hate those fucking games though, but I just want to see it for the story anyway, so. I might jump on that. I was thinking about it. It was hella highly rated on the PlayStation Store also. And then the part 2 was like
of
what?
the planet where he commands and controls everything. But out in the wilds, it's nuts. And
The second one
and
has like
also
1
even in that area,
star.
it's not safe unless
Yeah,
you
I heard
are,
the
you know,
first
on the
one's
side of the
hella
border.
dope.
So for a Vault Hunter, it's just
Yeah, so it sounds like it's just. He says, I think right here. Wait.
everything's possible. And this is the biggest, by far, universe that we've built, and it's seamless.
It's the biggest universe. 3 was fucking way too big. It was unnecessarily huge. I was like, God damn, that's why I was. Dude, I was happy when I was 8. Dude, so fucking far. You had to run so far. I hated Eden 6. It was way too big of a map. And you had to do so much back and forth across the whole goddamn thing. All the rest were pretty chill. Like, I liked the futuristic looking planet. I can't remember its name. It was like the second planet you go to. That shit was hella sick. Borderlands 3 was dope. They just had a really shitty base game story.
There's no load times. Just you see something.
And they were talking about that for the longest, that this game was going to have 0 loading times. There's no loading times in the game at all. And it's instant transmission to your homeboys and
Anywhere on
co-op.
the screen,
That's
a mile
hella
away,
clean.
up in the sky, you will be able to get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The grapple
Grant,
hook's ill too.
We have dynamic weather systems. Walk us through what players can expect.
Yeah, and Kairos, there will be a myriad of different storms, from rain to thunder to snow and dust. They won't have a direct impact
And
on
so
gameplay,
they
like your damages
announced
when it increase
now.
or decrease because you're in rain, but you will
Well,
have vision
well,
obscurity.
maybe they're either gonna have a raid. They asked them, are the Invincibles gonna be in it? So that means they're gonna have a raid boss. There'll probably be one raid boss at the end of the game. There always is. And then each DLC will unlock a second, second, third, fourth, however many DLCs they drop. He said with the pre-orders are about to go live, so then we'll get a look at the pricing. I bet you, because I mean 3 had the season 1 DLC, and then it did so fucking good that remember they did the second season, and it was like that roguelike mode with the shrinking. They merged roguelike and battle royale. It had that shrinking zone where you had to fight the boss within a set amount of time, and you'd start off with no guns, no action skills, nothing, and then it was like one of the dopest, Ava's Murder Mystery border cast or podcast, whatever. That was actually hella
Some things
fun.
harder and some things that are easier to see. So just be prepared and go out and kick some butt.
And
And then
Kairos is
Wonderlands,
huge.
they
This is
didn't
a
do
fun place
shit.
to explore.
That's
We're
the
gonna have story
craziest
missions all
thing
over the
ever.
place, but there's other things that you can do in the world. Grant, walk us through some of those as well.
As players go through Kairos, they will have a myriad
That boss right there looks tight.
things to kind of counter, ranging from dynamic world bosses to NPCs that need help. All of these are just like loot chases, so anytime you do any of these, you'll be rewarded with good loot and like a loot chest and stuff. So be sure to stop and help the locals, be sure to kill the badasses that spawn, and try to fight the bosses that try to kill you.
Too
Randy,
tight.
in our State of Play
World
showcase, vaults were mentioned. Plural, what does that mean?
Thought there's gonna be more than one vault, bro.
Yes, there are vaults.
There's probably hella vaults on the new. Catch a ride
And there's so
anywhere.
many cool chassis and tons of custom in a Borderlands game by far. And when you have
Die. So if you could just do it once for me.
They're talking about no mini map now. They removed the mini map. That's all right. Here's all the weapons. Shout out to Torg. Explosions! Motherfucking Torg better be in the goddamn game too. I'm telling you. And then they said this is just, these are not in the game as full-on guns. It's just these can roll on any of these parts. So you can get like a Hyperion shield. I forget what COV was. High rate of fire. Right? You just dump the whole clip. And Atlas was like the OPQ, where you shoot that tracker dart. Like the OPQ and like Fifth Element. Remember, you shoot the tracker dart and you shoot bullets anywhere and it'll hit the tracker dart. That shit was tight. That shit was tight. Dude, you know what was hella sick about Borderlands 3 too is I think my favorite thing in that whole game was the seasonal quest where you go to the Scarface mansion. That was hella fucking sick. And the music was the best music I've ever heard in a video game in a long ass time. It was like that 80s synth, but they made it was so clean. That shit was so clean. And that's where you got the OPQ. Borderlands 3. Watch. I can't remember what it was called. Where do you get it? Where did... Revenge of the Cartel. That's what it was called. There you go, right there. Revenge of the Cartels. That shit was hella sick. You go to the homie Maurice. Remember Maurice? That motherfucker was hella cool. I kicked it with Maurice. There he is. Maurice! Get out of here.
It's time to Fidiumize your life. Start streaming TV without cable and order Fidium Fiber Internet today.
With Asana, the enterprise work management
He's a
platform,
space cowboy, man.
tasks
He's
and
Maurice.
company-wide goals are
He's a sinner. There he is.
must someday learn Maurice's language. It is
This game was dope.
learn Maurice's language. It is This is a slow thing.
He's the space cowboy, man.
Maurice is
Anyway, yeah. You fight these guys. Joey Ultraviolet, Josie Bite, Franco Firewall. This guy drops a fish that you could throw at people as a grenade. Pretty fucking funny. Joey Ultraviolet was the main boss. Oh yeah. Yeah, this, highly recommend everybody plays this shit. This was the best part of that fucking game. It was so sick.
Hi guys, welcome to Borderlands 3.
You
See if we
could,
can get the
once the game ended, they let you change, see, you could change whatever you want. You could put any
Revenge of the
season event you
Cartel.
want on. Go talk to
What?
Maurice. You gotta talk to that dude and get the mission.
Read.
You gotta
I
kill
swear
that
it was a-
dude.
I heard bandits. I yep.
This guy sucks. Alright, here we go. No. Damn, it took this long to get there. I just want to show. Here it is. Yeah, I just want to see. This is the Scarface Mansion. Look at this shit.
The hell?
You don't have the
Let's
music
find
on?
out. Oh, the gate's closed. Probably not. I love. What's here?
This motherfucker right here.
I thought he was gonna be.
Jesus Christ.
Missing all those shots. Nice. You get baby maker. And they use a lot of ammo when you just throw them like that. Gotta use at least the whole clip before I throw it.
Well, that's it. You go through the entire Scarface mansion. It's hella sick. Instead of
we had to do the triangle.
oh, that was a
And
pain in the
also
ass too.
Playthrough of the map.
And then
So
instead
another one
of
is from the main entrance
coke
down
laying
to the
everywhere,
left.
it's
Just
piles
make
of
your
purple
way to the
iridium. You see it in the kitchen? It's hella
one
funny.
place,
This shit was fucking crazy.
without having to redo
This shit was
the
fucking
whole
crazy for
spawn.
that.
Not every iceberg couch, multiple
Oh yeah, you get
grenades
the
when
the yellow
cube.
cake in here too.
That
Look at it
was
all.
two, so the middle one, that's number
Piles
5
of-
on the right side because the circle
piles of
square
iridium.
in the middle bit, I would say. And then you want
See
to
it?
complete this puzzle, and for that you need to have a code.
You need to find
So
how
get
these are
that
lined
by
up.
looking at a special bookshelf in this room.
This is a
and
pain
then
in the fucking
and
ass.
tree. But it's always. And then in the boss arena, there's that nice farm that has these hamburgers appear at the enemies to cut per you deal to edge and melee to new refill that all be super appreciated on their bosses. Rerun the map and fires a wall shield, toilet, sort of kitchen. Then we
Where does he
to the mansion
go to the main boss?
nearby as well. And that one is over here on the map. And that without having to redo the map.
Oh, they don't
You
show
literally
it.
just have to, you can
It's the
over
giant.
there will be
The
some
world is
signs.
yours at the
And
beginning of the mansion.
So activate flow on close. Useless. Open this and of the wanna go example 2 because
This game was sick as fuck.
and that you need 10% if you're happy wait
Fish slap.
in or the weapon 14 challenge. We got quickly to end your Borderlands free video under the pinned comment.
He don't got it. Well, shout out to this guy though for at least having it. Look how many legendaries on the
By the way,
screen.
give this Mayhem 10
That's what they're
version
saying. There's
away
just
in
way
this
too many
video.
legendary
All you
drops.
need to do is be a subscriber.
Get out of here, ad. But alright, that's gonna be a wrap. Shout out to Borderlands. I'm gonna take a quick break. I gotta play Dragon Ball Legends. So that's a wrap on the Borderlands. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Give me a little bit. I'll be right back. Peace.